Welcome back to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about, yeah, all things metal, but also about the musicians as well. Um, I'm so happy to be back home. It was a blast. I will say that much. The Texas trip was interesting. We drove at 3 a.m. Arrived maybe about maybe three, maybe four. I forgot exactly what time it was. Got our checked into our hotel, had some fun. Um, we Before we went to the concert, because we had a little time, and they were doing tours at Gas Monkey Garage. If you've never seen them before, on Fast and Loud on the Discovery Channel, was really cool. Even though he's not doing that anymore, it's still really cool. So you have to check him out on YouTube. But if you ever get a chance, check out Gas Monkey Garage. It's pretty badass, because he's got some really, really cool cars. If you like cars, more than likely you probably do, because most of the Metallica fans, it was funny. We weren't the only people there that were fans of the show. Plus, they were going to the concert because they're fans of Pantera, Metallica, or Nine Inch Kills, or Five Finger Death Punch, and I forgot the name of the other band. I think it's Mordrum, but I'm not sure, or Momentum or something. I forgot. But anyway, I'll have to find that out. Well, all I gotta say is we took a tour there, and beforehand we didn't realize they were doing that, so we kind of went over to some place to eat and grabbed a little something, and then came back, and then after that we went to CC's across the street from AT&T Stadium, which is probably a good little drop off point to kind of, especially if it's really hot. It was like 113 degrees out there, and I didn't feel the need to wait outside, so basically parked a little ways up to the north. It would have been, I think, a 19-minute walk in the hot sun, so we took a lift to the AT&T Stadium down by CC's. We ate a little pizza, and then we headed over there once we knew the doors were open the first time. The second time we didn't. We ended up staying for about an hour, and we were hoping that maybe they would open the doors early for the second day on Sunday, but it didn't happen. So anyway, it was kind of crazy. Here we are getting there. We actually got there fairly early. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot. There were quite a few fans at the middle of the stage because they wanted to get a good seat, or I should say standing area around the stage at the infield area, basically where the round snake pit kind of stages, where it's a round circular stage, and it's really cool. It's really impressive. They had these big, humongous, like metal structures with their screens on them and stuff, so people that are way up in the nosebleed section can see them. Which we didn't do that. We got right down there. We were probably maybe about 5 or 6 people away from the stage, which I was hoping to get a little bit closer, but also you got to worry about getting smashed up against the barrier wall, probably, if something goes crazy, which we had a few little fun scuffles here and there with some people, and even yours truly actually got kind of pushed into or closer to the stage by a mosh pit that was kind of brewing off to my left. So it was pretty cool. I didn't get in on the action because I was a little ways away, and plus I was already pushed forward. So it was like, I'm not going to complain. I was a little closer to the stage. So, whatever. But that was later on. That was with Metallica there. And it got started because of the humongous balls. People were pushing the ball around. And I think what happened was that when they were pushing that ball, that I think they end up falling into somebody and then basically pushed them over, so they were starting to push. And then it started the whole mosh pit thing going. So, which I can see where that might happen. It was rather interesting. That, and we had a few people that were kind of rude. A lot of other people were really nice. I really appreciate all the great people that were just metal fans along with Metallica fans, and even Pantera and Five Finger Death Punch. But I think, really, to be honest, I think the one gentleman that was kind of rowdy was a little more of a Pantera fan than Metallica fan, just because as soon as certain things happened, he was no longer there. So I had a feeling that's probably why he was there for the show. If I would have known that, was to go up there, enjoy yourself with Pantera, that's all good. because I love Pantera just as much as the next guy. They're like one of my bands that I listened to when I was growing up, um, in my high school and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely. And I did get to see Five Finger Death Punch in Denver not too long ago, so it's kind of cool to see them twice, perform twice, and they did a really good job on both of them. And I'm not a huge Five Finger Death Punch fan. I don't know why. I think it's just because of the way he's got good vocals. It's kind of like Nine Nice Kills. They're both good singers. I think there's just something. It seems like it's kind of the same. There's not a variation in the musical tones, of the presence of the songs themselves, and I think that really makes Metallica and bands like Metallica so good. Like Dave Mustaine's Megadeth, Sepultura, um, Max Cavalera, and Igor, um, when they had their Cavalier Conspiracy, which actually there is going to be an upcoming tour for their new re-released or re-recorded album, Beastly Devastation. So go check that out. I'm planning on trying to go to that in Denver because I'm thinking about going to Oriental Theater. There's like a table that you can get for like a couple $100, which and you can have 4 people at. So it's like buying 4 tickets. So I'm hoping that I can, you know, get 2 other people to go with me because a friend of mine is gonna. He definitely said he would definitely go if I go. So that'd be awesome. So oh, and I guess you guys did see. Hopefully, you saw my post with the traffic aftermath. That was crazy, really crazy. Plus, also, I even got some a few scenes from Pantera. I got some. I thought I got one from Five Finger Death Punch, but I'm not sure. And a few from Metallica. I didn't get much of the other bands because I wasn't, Nine Kills is, I don't know, his heavy vocals are really good. I mean, I love that part about it. But for some reason, when he starts singing, he sounds like a boy band's thing to me, but that's just me. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of boy band slash metal. Actually, I do like them better than Sleep Token when it comes to the heavy stuff because they do a better job. I don't think Sleep Token even does heavy music, so I'm not sure if they consider themselves really heavy. I mean, are they really a heavy metal band, or are they more like a kind of a boy band that wears really cool, design makeup? Because they do got a really good stage presence. I know that. As far as performance goes, it looks like from what I can tell. I haven't seen a whole lot of their shows as far as like online just to see what they're like. Nine Skills I heard usually does a different thing because they usually have a darker stage, and when they're the opening, they're the basically the main performance acts. They actually have things set up a way that would cater to their needs for what they do. So I might not have gotten the full effect from the show because of the round stage. I think that was a lot of it. So at least from what I've been told by some of the people that were there at the concert, which if any of them ever sees my channel and they recognize my face, I'm hoping that they'll see that I'm talking about you guys, and including, I forgot her name. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I know one of the band's name. Oh, I thought her name was Molly, but that's the lady that's in the Living Dead Girl thing from Raven Black's concert. God, what is her name? I don't know if I got her name, to be honest. But just in case she's listening, send me a message about it, because I think I might have cut your name. I don't remember if I did or not, so I apologize. I'm really bad with names anyway. Which reminds me, they also did a Takeover Texas thing where they had this map of all these places. They had different things going on in Texas, and it was really cool. One of the ladies and her father was there at the concert we were talking to. They were saying something about this whole bowling thing, which I didn't see them there, which is kind of a bummer because I was kind of hoping to meet up with them again and talk with them because they're really nice people. And so were everybody else except for there was a few jerks in the crowd, but the one was actually close to the end of the show on Sunday, which is kind of interesting. But I will say this much: I want to say thank you. Make sure I get our names right: Eric, John, Josh, and Freddie for spending time with me and my son. I really appreciate you guys being there. And see, it's like I said before, and I'll say it again, that's what my channel is all about. It's about the fans, about the people behind the music. Not so much just the music, but something that we all enjoy and love. And I'm hoping that the people that I have met that do know about the channel, and even if they don't know, they see me, welcome to the channel that you've talked to or I've talked to that I didn't mention it. I didn't mention to everybody. I was planning on trying to do that a little bit more, but when the opportunity presented itself, I did. Because to me, I figured, the reason why I was there is not only for myself and my son, but also for the channel because I wanted to promote it. I wanted to kind of let people know. I didn't get a whole lot of reach on that. I put some snaps out there of a few things in the channel, so hopefully I gained a few people. I appreciate you guys for doing that. If you did see that, thank you very much. Because like I said, it's all about the people and the people we meet. And actually, the guys at basically the whole thing with the bowling alley that I met these guys at, they're really great people. And we had a blast anyway. The whole point was to actually meet the road hands of the band. And they came in wearing all these yellow professional bowling shirts. Here they had their own balls and everything. So, oh my God, are we gonna have what they call that? I forgot what they call that. It's one of those, kind of pretend like you're in this somebody that doesn't know how to play the ends a shark. That's what I'm thinking of, a shark type thing. But yeah, it was really cool. But they didn't play with too many of the actual fans. I think they did their own thing. And we also got bumped around a lot. So I appreciate them actually finally getting us all together and getting things going for us. I appreciate the bowling alley that we went to. I forgot the name of it. I know what it is. I just can't think of it. But they're in Arlington or close to it wasn't in Arlington. It was someplace else. But it was a phenomenal place. The only thing is the bowling alley area for what they were doing was kind of minuscule. So, yeah, it was not the greatest, but because they didn't have enough for all the people that were there, because they had a lot of people there, not to mention the people coming out of the concert. Yes, Arlington, I think you guys need to work on that a little bit. I mean, I don't know what the Dallas Cowboys games are like there after they get out, but I hope they're not that bad trying to get out of there because it was horrendous. It was really bad. I mean, we had people not only near the stadium, but we had parking lots and areas all around the area where people or businesses are renting out their space for parking. So they're selling tickets for like CC's and all these other places around there. It was crazy. It's just absolutely insane. And they also had all their traffic blocked off to where you could only go the one way because I guess they want to make sure that people are going out and they're not turning left or right. So they're going to the main highways, which I think that was a benefit. They did kind of manage to get that set up. So, and they even had a little fender bender out there before the show, which is crazy. And also I got 3 Metallica t-shirts. I wanted to get a Pantera shirt, which I didn't get. So if anybody out there has a Pantera shirt they'd like to maybe be nice enough to give me, I would be more than willing to take it off their hands because I never got a chance because I didn't realize that they weren't going to be there the next night. And so I didn't get that. I should have gotten that shirt first at the very beginning before the show, which I did get one Metallica shirt. Then the second night I got my other 2 shirts that I was thinking about getting. And a poster that I was hoping to get that was from Metallica. So I got this really cool skull design. But I was worried about getting ripped or torn and stuff like that. So I didn't buy it, especially at $50. It's like, I don't know if it was worth that to get it damaged, especially where I was at, because I didn't have a whole lot of room. The first night I actually had a little more room. The second night, no, because we were a lot closer. And that reminds me for Clover, just guess who was there at the concert out of all the other concerts that they could have gone to. Now think about this. Somebody's partner is there. They could have gone to any one of those shows, but they happened to pick the Arlington one. Why is that? Why didn't they pick some of the other ones before or after that? They didn't have to go to the Arlington, Texas one. But because I mentioned it, I don't know, they were there. And also, they were to the left of the drum kit, in between the barrier and the stage, where I was like right there, and that is almost the same spot, just a couple, 3 or 4 people back. I thought there was something going on, but I don't know. But anyway, it was fun. We had a blast. And we had a blast with everything going on. The only thing is, I will say this much, just so you guys know, if you do, make sure you drink some water before you go into their concerts, because they charge $6 for probably about a 12-ounce, maybe 16-ounce glass of water. Yeah, that wasn't alcohol. That was just water. I think it was $19 for some of the alcohol, because I mentioned that I asked somebody about it. I didn't buy much there as far as drinks go, because I know they're going to overprice the things, and I try to eat and I try to drink before a show, just like I do the movie theaters, because it's not so much I'm cheap, is it more or less I don't feel the need to spend money on stuff that they've highly jacked up. And to me, that's just wrong, especially when I know darn good and well that they say at certain things or events, they charge $2 less than what they do for the Metallica concert and the Dallas Cowboys. So they're raking people over the coals. No offense. So they don't have to do that. I think that's just ridiculous. I'm sure they're making more than enough money otherwise for other things, But I'm sure they get probably most of the money from the drinks and stuff like that. Maybe the band gets a percentage that I don't know. The shirts, the bands usually get that, I'm sure. The ticket sales, probably the bands, maybe partially the venue, because they have to pay for it. I think what it boils down to is basically they set it up. They probably advance, or probably promise to pay them a certain percentage or a certain cut of the ticket prices, or that could be part of the fees, for using the venue itself, and then they make the rest of the money on that. That's my guess, but I don't know the whole breakdown of it. From what I know, 60,000 fans were there up in the seats above, nosebleed all the way down to the field, and probably another 20,000 people possibly in the middle of the field, between that and the middle of the stage. So you're talking what, 8,000? No, 80,000 people, all going to this concert at one time. That's insane, right? Yeah, that's quite a bit. And I know a lot of people don't like not everybody likes Metallica. I just did because my son wanted to go. Plus, I wouldn't mind seeing him, because I kind of missed it. It was kind of fun, because I remember back in 87, maybe 88, I think, or is it, no, I can't remember now. 98, I don't remember. It's on my shirt. It says 97, 98, I think is what it was, that I went to Fiddler's Green and got actual, though this is before cell phones, with a regular camera, 35 millimeter, whatever you want, the cameras that we used to have, basically it's a semi-automatic one. And when I was there, I was like 3 away from the stage on the first concert of theirs I went to, and accidentally I left my thing on automatic on the flash, and it flashed when the pyrotechnics were going off. So I feel really bad about that. And this time I think I got a little payback for that, because I was really close to the flames. It was funny. Some of the people that were going forward, trying to get in front of us, at the stage, trying to squeeze their way through. As soon as the pyrotechnics went off, they just left really quick. Like, I guess they didn't like the fire. Maybe it was too much of a reminder where they might go for being bad. No, just kidding. Anyway, so hopefully all you guys are doing safe and sane. And we also left pretty early, and plus I had a little hiccup with the hotel and my car. I basically ruptured the gas tank sometime between, I would assume, from the last gas station I went to the hotel, possibly, or during that time, or maybe even at the hotel, because when I got out I could smell gas. But I don't think I smelled it the first time. I think it was later on. So I think somebody messed with my gas tank. I think they were trying to siphon off gas, but I could be wrong. It didn't look like they got much if they did, but it's hard to say. Yeah, but other than that, so that cost me another